Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Alchemelia Petrichor, and this is my vlog channel. Or at least, I think these are vlogs. I think they count. I'm not really sure what the technical definition of a video blog is. This doesn't really have much of a video component, so I'm not really sure that this counts. We'll call it more of an audio diary. This is more of my audio diary account, I suppose. That's probably more accurate. That's probably a better way of phrasing it. But yeah, I am a streamer. I'm a VTuber, which kind of pains me to say. That was never really the plan. That was never really the main goal. My main goal was not to become a VTuber, but I guess that's kind of mostly what I'm known for now. That's kind of my online persona, my online presence, which is kind of the only presence that really matters, I guess. I value it much more than my physical in-person presence, I suppose. But yeah, I am a VTuber. I stream on Twitch. I play video games. I make artwork. I do a lot of fun stuff over there. All the streaming that I've done has sort of given me this false sense of importance, this false bravado that for some reason it seems like there's people out there who enjoy listening to me talk about stuff. They enjoy hanging out. They seem to find my ramblings, my musings, entertaining, comforting, interesting. I don't really know, but people seem to like it. And one of my goals this year, one of my goals in 2026 is to kind of diversify my output, kind of diversify the types of things that I make. I want to try to grow the audience a little bit, get my name out there a little bit more. It's very hard for me to shill. It's really hard for me to self-advertise. I really don't like doing it. Yeah, even like just socializing, I guess, is like it's not really my thing. Outside of the stream, I suppose. I don't really do a whole lot of that. So it's kind of hard for me to get my name out there. But one of the things I was thinking that I could do was I could make stuff like this. I could do pre-recorded things. I could do sort of, easy to make videos like this where I just kind of talk about stuff. Because I've noticed from streaming that I kind of tend to get into a lot of different topics depending on what's going on. I kind of go off the rails a lot, where I'll just start rambling about something. Like, no matter what I'm doing on the stream, and I usually have to, I kind of have to stop what I'm doing when I get, really deep into something. When I get latched onto an idea that I'm really into, that I really enjoy talking about, or that I feel like I've got something to say, I kind of just have to, if I'm playing a game, I kind of just stand there and look around, or I kind of stop playing. Or if I'm drawing, I'll just put the pen down and I won't really be doing anything besides talking. And even doing that, there's a chat that you gotta worry about that's distracting you. I feel bad that I'm not doing what I set out to do. I've sort of stopped playing the game or drawing or whatever else. So that kind of is a little bit distracting. I feel like I get these ideas and I'm sort of working through them in the moment, but it's kind of hard to do live. I'll often end a stream and I'll still be thinking about what I was talking about, and I'll be like, I feel like I didn't quite phrase it the way that I wanted to. I didn't quite get out the entire idea as eloquently as I hoped. I didn't quite work through it. Or I'll keep thinking about it and I'll have new things I want to say, or be like, oh, I wish I thought of this earlier. I wish I'd said this. So that's sort of like what inspired me to think that this was a good idea. That's kind of, the impetus for me wanting to make these sorts of videos. Again, they're not really videos. They're more like, I don't know, like a podcast. We'll go with audio diary. I don't know. That's a lot to say. That's 2 words. That's too many. We got to come up with a more succinct, like, catchy name for this, because I don't really know what it counts as. You'll have to let me know. Maybe that will be an entire episode. I got a bunch of ideas for things I want to talk about. Maybe that could be one of them. Just brainstorming what even the term for this is, or what I would like it to be. I don't know. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I have a lot of things that I'd like to talk about. I have a lot of things that I have talked about that I'd like to revisit. I think this has a different appeal than the streams. Or at least I feel like it will. I hope it does. Again, this is the first one I'm recording, so I don't know how everything's going to pan out. But yeah, you may have been asking yourself, but Alchemilia, you stream all the time, and that's just talking to people, isn't it? And it is, but it's a different kind of environment. I think this is going to be, it's going to have a different sort of vibe, I like to think that I have a nice, comfy, cozy kind of vibe going on the stream, and just kind of as a person. I don't know, you're seeing an image on the video right now. It's sort of what I try to capture, sort of the vibrational frequency that I try to match, that I try to send out to people. Like, the stream is kind of it's my warm little abode, my little pocket of the internet, my little pocket of reality that you can come into and enter and hang out for a little bit. So I kind of want this to have a similar feeling. It might even be a little bit more, I don't know, I was going to say intimate. I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, I guess it is. It might even be a little bit more, I don't know, yeah, intimate, I guess. Relaxing, introspective. We already kind of do a lot of that on the stream, but we might reach even deeper depths here. I don't know. But yeah, those are sort of the main reasons why I want to do this. I want to advertise in the way that I can. I want to get my name out there in the way that I can, and this feels like a very natural way of doing that. It's something that I want to do. It doesn't feel artificial at all. It feels like a way of diversifying, maybe reaching a new audience. I just got to be upfront about that. I just have to be upfront about that. This is an attempt to grow the brand that is Alchemilia Petrichor. I got to be upfront about that. It's just also why I have to be upfront about being a VTuber, Some people don't vibe with that. Some people don't like that, And I fully understand. I wouldn't want to accidentally have you engaging with content made by a VTuber when you don't want to do that. It's like when you're at a restaurant, you gotta tell them if you have any food allergies. Some people are trying to avoid caffeine. They're trying to avoid seed oils. They gotta reduce their FODMAPs. They got these dietary restrictions. They just got to avoid them. They don't want that in their life. Sometimes you don't want VTubers in your life, and I totally get that. So I just got to be clear about what the intent of the channel is. I just got to be clear about what the intent of these audio diaries is. I wouldn't want you to feel like you've been tricked. So yeah, that's kind of the main thrust of the channel. This is just meant to be a short, sweet introduction. I'm just trying to get used to this. I'm just trying to establish the tone, establish the pace. I think I'm getting into it this time. The first, this is the second day. The first day, I did some attempts and they were horrible. They went horribly. You'd think it would be easier given how much I've streamed, but again, it's different. I don't know. There's something about this that's very different. I was having a real hard time getting going. This time I feel like I'm kind of into it more. Moving my hands around definitely helps. Gesticulating, I feel like, is very helpful. I don't know why. That kind of keeps me talking. It helps get me into the rhythm. It's a very physical activity. Yeah, this is just supposed to be... I'm trying to take sips of my drink. I have some coffee. I have a nice little latte. I'm trying to take sips of the drink, and then I'm like, oh, I'll edit these out later. But then I start talking like immediately while I still got fucking goop going down my throat. And you can hear that, and you can hear like the lip smack when I can't edit that out because I'm fucking talking. I'm not good at this. I've already fucked up. My plans are already going up in smoke. Like all of my dreams. What did I want to talk? There are two things I want to do in this video. Establish in this diary. I wanted to establish the tone. Oh yeah, and I wanted to introduce myself a little bit, which I kind of already did. My name is Alchemilia Petrichor. I'm a VTuber. I'm a streamer. I'm an artist, kind of. Allegedly, supposedly, I make art. According to some. According to me, I don't know. I think it's up in the air. I think that's up for debate. I'm a game developer. Sort of. Again, that's up for debate. Allegedly, I make games. We'll say aspiring. We'll say I'm an aspiring game developer. I'm trying to make games. I'm working on them. I don't think I've produced anything yet that's really up to my satisfaction. I think that still counts, though. I think you can still call yourself something even if you're not good at it or you're not very accomplished, you know? Like, I think if you're trying to write a novel or something and you've made it like, I don't know, you've made it like 50%, 75%, even like 10% through a novel, you know? And you've done that like a bunch of times. You've never actually finished one, but, you know, you've tried and you're continuing to try. I think that still makes you a writer. Doesn't necessarily make you an accomplished writer, maybe not even a very good one, but I think you still count as a writer. That's kind of how I feel about where the game dev is at right now. I'm that kind of game developer. I'm developing them. I haven't finished developing any of them. I haven't produced any of them yet, but, you know, they're being developed. I guess that's kind of, I don't know. I don't like trying to sell myself. This feels like shilling in a way. It feels like shilling myself when I describe myself like this. You'll figure it out. If you've made it this far, if you've made it all this way through the recording, then, you know, you'll figure it out as time goes on and you keep listening. I think that's kind of the fun. That's also partly why I want to do this, actually. That's the more personal reason, is I kind of just enjoy this type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that I like to listen to, is just people talking about, you know, their lives, their ideas, their thoughts, just sort of what's going on. I've gotten a lot of joy out of that. A lot of comfort. A lot of inspiration, you know, from just listening to random people talk about random stuff. I like following along with people's lives, I guess, sort of from a distance, in a very parasocial kind of way. I mean, I don't know if that counts as parasocial. I don't actually, like, you know, I'm not really trying to, like, engage with these people. I'm just sort of observing from afar. I like to watch. I like to observe from a distance. Hopefully there are people out there who will enjoy observing me from a distance, who will enjoy listening to my journey and my ramblings, my thoughts, my progress in life, or lack of progress, depending. But yeah, I don't want this one to be too long. I just sort of wanted to establish what this is about. If this ends up reaching more people, which I hope it will, then I just wanted there to be something. I wanted there to be some sort of introduction that you could go to be like, hey, what is this? And you probably have figured out what it is. If you listen to a different episode, you're probably going to listen to this one and be like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I thought. It's just some random fucking idiot talking about nonsense. You know, I guess it doesn't really... You could probably figure that out on your own. Now I feel like I'm patronizing you a little bit. You probably could have figured that out. now I feel like this entire thing wasn't really necessary. But I guess when you think about it like that, I mean, nothing I did is really necessary. None of this is really necessary in the grand scheme of things. So, I suppose that's fine. I guess it's fine. But yeah, I think I'll stop for now. I think this was good. I think I did what I wanted to do. We can save any other topics for other videos. I'll try to keep this one short and sweet. I have no idea how long this is, but hopefully it's short and sweet. And if it's not sweet, hopefully it's at least short. If it's one of those, if we get 50%, I think I'll be happy. If it's short and sweet, I will be absolutely peachy. But if we can only do one, that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you stick around. Oh, and if there's anything that you want me to talk about, I guess, then just feel free to leave a comment. Or, if you've got any questions, maybe we can do like a Q&A episode. If you got something you want to hear about, maybe you have a topic in mind or just something I mentioned that you'd like me to elaborate on, feel free to let me know. There's not a lot if this is the only thing you've heard from me, there's probably not a lot to go on here, but I'm probably just gonna get in the habit of saying that in every diary, every log, every audio log. Yeah, it's like in a video game. It's like you're playing BioShock, and you've picked up a log, and you're listening to some guy get killed by splicers. You're listening to some guy at like a fancy dinner party drinking his martini, and then, like a splicer breaks in and uses a hook to like open up his chest and take out his organs, and he's like screaming the whole time. That's what these are like. I guess that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Hopefully that happens. Hopefully that's how I go out. I can leave an audio log of my violent death where like a mutant eats my spine or something. That would be cool. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I will see you. I guess I won't see you. That's what I say at the end of the streams, but I guess I'm not seeing you. I gotta think of a different outro. I don't know. Take it easy. Peace.